Hey guys! Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to make a video and I'm gonna probably do it in several different parts just so that I can fit it. Oh my gosh, where have I been? It's been crazy. Um, you might already know that this year has been wildly different than I expected it. I've been, I was sick earlier. I have new allergies. I have asthma now. It's been just a ride. But what happened lately has been ridiculous. So let's get into that. Recently, about 3 weeks ago, I sold my treadmill. And I sold my treadmill because since I've been having the sciatic issue, like with my leg, I haven't really been able to run regularly by any means, one. And two, every once in a while, what will happen is that my leg will just go numb. It without warning. It's not like, oh, that kind of hurts and I should stop. It's like, bang, it just happens. So being on the treadmill when that happens is not safe in any means. So the treadmill wasn't getting used. It was just sitting there and I was like, okay, you know what? Like whatever. I did that video about triking on the exercise carving vehicle I really, really love. So I really fell in love with that. And when I made that video, this guy, Chad, who is in Baton Rouge, he got in touch with me and was like, oh, blah, 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 introduced himself. And I went to his website and he had used trikes and they were the same model that we had, but upgraded to all air for $100 a piece. And I was like, that's killer. I'm going to get one of those. Let me sell my treadmill and start making some sales and try to make that money, right? So that was the goal. So I was selling my treadmill and it was the kind of treadmill that like folds up. So it was up against the wall, whatever. I wiped it down, dusted it off, was moving it towards I was in the kitchen. I had moved it from the living area to the kitchen, which is, I was taking it out the back door. And, when I moved it, there was like a dust bunny under it. Like when I was in the kitchen, I noticed a dust bunny. So I took a rag and I got down on my knees to to clean the bottom, and the treadmill fell on me, hit me in the head, and caused a concussion. Lovely. It was not fun at all. So I winded up having to go to the emergency room, which was a whole nother thing. And if you are on my Facebook, you know this. So I went to the emergency room. I felt ridiculous, but I was actually injured. Wound up with medication for nausea. I was dizzy. It was scary. I could not see. Like I literally, my oldest daughter and I have the same pair of glasses. And I put my glasses, because like everything was blurry, and I put my glasses on, it was like even blurrier. And I was like, babe, we switched our glasses. And she's like, no, mama, I'm wearing my glasses. These are mine. So I couldn't see. I was missing my words, stumbling over words and mixing them up, had a terrible headache. I was extremely nauseous, shaking. I felt like I was moving really slow and like I was kind of outside my body. And then also, like, it was just really freaking weird. I was grumpy and upset and crying a lot. Like, it was weird. And that took a while to get better. I took my anti-nausea medicine for probably 5 or 6 days. I was on pain meds because I felt like I got hit by a truck. Like, and it wasn't my neck. It was like from that part of your neck down to like my shoulder, which the doctor said, because it's all connected, that I could have heard that. So it was incredibly painful. I felt like I got hit by a truck. It was crazy. And I was like, I felt drunk and hungover for probably a week and a half. I still have a headache. Like I have had a migraine basically since then. I'm extremely sensitive to light. That's the migraine I'm thinking. It's been really a rough go. It's been a rough go. And the recovery for a head injury is just to rest, like literally to do nothing, to not use your brain and to rest. And it is hard. It is so hard to do that. But That is what happened for over a week. Okay, I was recovering from that when I had already had prior commitments to volunteer for my church at a Pride festival. So I knew I was going to Pride. And when I got to Pride, a whole new set of problems emerged. So I was at Pride. And it was actually only like 4 or 5 days after the head injury. So I was planning on taking it easy anyway. The heat was really bad. I was like, this is going to be no big deal. I'm just going to hang out. It's going to be fine. Okay. So I had my running shoes on. My running shoes are by far the most expensive shoes I have. They are the best, I would think, for my feet. So I had them on, but I did not have them laced properly, which is to say I didn't have them laced like I was going for a run. And I just was like, well, I'm not going for a run. I'm just wearing them so I'm extra comfortable, whatever. And I do know that when they're not laced, like if I run with them improperly laced, then I have a little bit of foot pain, whatever. I wasn't thinking about that because I wasn't running. I was literally just kind of like hanging out and taking it easy. But the end result of that day was a 8 to 10 hour day, of moving slowly, taking my time, but still walking around, standing, everything else. By about the end of the day, my foot was hurting. My foot was hurting pretty bad. The first metatarsal, is that what it's called? The bone that connects your like toe knuckle to your like ankle area, like that long bone in my very big toe on my right foot. Bang. So that was what it was. So that foot, it was hurting, and like I had like a pain in my hip. And it was like, I think the pain in my hip was from walking funny because my foot was starting to hurt. But anyway, whatever. I was like, okay, it's been a long day. I know that my body is sensitive and that I've been down for a while with the head injury. So I just need a rest. By the next day, my hip pain was gone. So I was like, see, I just wore myself out. That's all it was. The foot was like not anywhere near as bad as it had been. It was just like this little tender spot. Should have stopped. I should have just rested, but my head had me down for a week and I had so much to do and the house was getting behind. So I was just taking it easy, walking around barefoot around the house. Apparently, sometimes you can injure your foot and walking barefoot is the worst thing you can do. So I was walking around for a couple of days and the irritation in that bone area was there, but it wasn't so bad. And then one day, it did this like click pop thing. I'm used to my body clicking and popping. I'm used to pain. Like the arthritis comes and goes. The fibro causes pain. I'm used to pain, but it was like a stab. It was like something happened, and all of a sudden I could not bear weight on that foot at all. It was like on the front of that foot. I was using my heel to try to walk, like just to get back to the bed. I wanted to have it swole up real bad, like crazy swollen. Had to stick it in the air and tape it just to walk. So that was like a week and a half. Yeah, so it's almost 3 weeks of not moving much at all. And of course, with that comes food not being very good because it's like I'm just depressed. All I want to do is eat ice cream and fried foods and cry about how everything sucks. But that's not doing any good for us, is it? No, it's not. So this past weekend, the 4th of July, my wife, her job requires her to have a truck. Well, they want her to have a truck. And so she upgraded her vehicle to a truck. And while we were out in Baton Rouge, we stopped by and met Chad, who was fantastic. And we bought his used trikes. So now there are 3 trikes in the family, which means 3 of us can trike at the same time. And I'm hoping to get a 4th, like so that the whole family can go together, and to upgrade my wife's trike to air tires because it's such a different ride. But I can use it now, which means that next time I'm out and about, I'm totally going to make a video to show you guys it actually being used. And I am going to, I have a workout plan set up. I'm excited. I love running. You guys know that. I miss running so bad. So I do plan to get back to running, but I like the trike because it's low impact and it's something I can do even when I don't feel 100%. So that's good. And I like it because it works out your arms, your upper body, and your core, where running is really legs, some core. So I'm excited. I am also going to be, if you're on Instagram, my name on Instagram is In This Rage. So, and you probably know that, but I am also going to be food vlogging every day on my Instagram. Now, I may take those videos and at the end of the week put them with my weigh-in video, like this is the week before's Instagram food vlogs, and then here's my weigh-in video type of deal. I might make them their own, or I might just stick to putting them on Instagram. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work yet, but that has been my last couple of weeks. That's where I've been. That's why the plans changed. I am much better. I am still dealing with a headache and some pain, but I'm taking care of myself. I'm resting when I need to rest, and I have high hopes for the rest of the summer. So stay tuned. Things are going to get back on track.